Just tell us about the trade in rubber. We know that the main producing regions are Asia and Latin America. Why is that?
Well, I would say the main producing regions are in that areas because you need a certain climate condition to grow the rubber, which is usually coming from the so-called rubber tree. And these trees grow best in regions where you find certain temperature range and certain rainfall.
Okay, so tropical climates.
Tropical climates.
All right. Now, we know that Asia, particularly the fast-growing economies of China and India, are major producers, but they're also major consumers. Chinese production is said to be in the region of 3 to 5%, whereas total consumption is 10%. Are we going to be seeing these figures going up because of the improvement in vehicle sales and vehicle manufacturing, or are there other uses for rubber?
Yeah, we, as a consumer of that rubber, we hope that it will not going up that much more. We know that rubber is treated as a commodity these days, so lots of speculation is also involved. Beside the car industry and the most largely known tire business, rubber is also used in many other industries, in conveyor belting, in rubber surface protection, in steelworks, in mining, in process plants. So there's a huge variety where you can find rubber applications.
Okay, now the price of raw rubber, as you're suggesting, has increased somewhere in the region of 18% recently, and it's led to Indian tire makers asking their governments to step in by way of reducing import taxes. And that has to do with what's going on in Thailand, not so much the political situation in Thailand, but the supply constraints caused by the Thai wintering season, if winter is really the right terminology.
Yeah, of course, the wintering season, the output of these plantations is not as high as in the summer, so there's certain constraint in the market. And the cry of the Indians for reducing the duty is very normal. It's a try to get relief on the imports and the purchase.
Okay, now talk to us about the situation in Africa. Who are the main rubber producers? We know of Liberia for one, Nigeria, and?
Yeah, there's rubber coming from Malawi, there's rubber offered from the DRC, from Nigeria as well, as you said. You know, it's the West African region where the producers are.
Obviously because of the tropical climate
yes,
there, the equatorial
correct.
region. Okay, now are they leveraging their potential? Because a country like Liberia coming out of war, you would think that that's what they have as a comparative advantage, and that's what they must utilize because they've got a thriving timber sector, and they should try to synergize timber with the rubber exports.
Yeah, I think there's good potential, but as you said, due to the recent unstable condition there, makes one believe that it hasn't just been there. So lots of investment might be needed to go into these countries to leverage more output.
Okay, let's talk about the futures market in rubber because it's been watched very closely recently. There is a feeling that prices have been manipulated, and consequently the Tokyo Commodities Exchange has been watched, and even trade has been suspended in the last week or so. What's prompted the situation, and where are the prices at right now?
Yeah, we believe as from the consumer side that the prices are so high at these moments that there is some official watch given, and long holdings are checked if certain funds or certain investors are holding rubber options on a longer scale. And this is right now checked if this causes the speculation bubble.
All right, your opinion, Cobie. Finally, we're always talking about platinum, gold, EFTs, but we're never talking about rubber.
Yeah, I mean, rubber. If you look at rubber as a commodity, I mean, most of the production base is really in emerging markets and sub-emerging markets, and you know, with that comes currency volatilities and a host of other issues that that could potentially play on the price of rubber. And one has to take that into consideration when you price a commodity such as that. I mean, platinum, on the other hand, you've got some first world countries that actually produce platinum, so you've got a far more stable, I think, supply as far as the commodity is concerned, and potentially pricing that potentially goes with it.